With all the talk about what happened with Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Irene, a lot of folks here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan want to know how to help. So we're joined now. We're very glad to have you on here. Ken Robinson, Director of Programs and Services at the Greater Toledo Area Chapter of the American Red Cross. I got it all out.
You got
the whole title.
Good morning,
Great.
Ken.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
So I guess the number one question here is what are you guys doing to help, and how can we be a part of it?
The first thing we're doing right now is making sure that the volunteers that are needed are there and available. So we've sent out 6 already. There's 3 more going out today. And the volunteers are going to be helping in different areas. Mental health services. We have a fellow going out who's our labor liaison, Mark Buford. He's what we call a partnerships manager, so he'll work with organized labor to bring the resources of our labor partners to bear. He'll be in North Carolina. We have volunteers in Massachusetts. We have volunteers in Boston. And we have volunteers in Maryland right now.
All right, and so just in terms of getting involved, for those of us who can't pick up and go or don't have the chance to pick up and go, I know that 50 blood drives up and down the East Coast were canceled. Is that something that Toledoans and the folks in this area can do to help, or is there something else?
Well, the blood donors in this area are really great because there's more of them than in most regions this size. The blood region here is able to collect that blood, and then they can transport that. We can export it, if you will. So what will happen is the different blood regions that are not affected will try to collect more blood and export that over so we can meet the needs of patients in hospitals up and down the eastern seacoast. Because even for the folks that, fortunately there was sadly some loss of life, but not nearly what we thought it might have been. But still, there's a lot of cleanup to do, and there are a lot of businesses that will be disrupted. And the way we collect blood is at schools, at businesses so often, that those drives are going to probably be, as you say, have to be canceled. So we can try to sort of backfill that with blood donations from out here. The best way for folks to get involved with that is to log on to redcrossblood.org, and they can find a blood drive any place. They can search for the nearest one, sign up for it right there, and then if they're eligible to donate, go ahead and do that.
And is there a certain blood type that you're really looking for, especially right now?
I don't think there is right now. I think they're going to try to, it's going to be a really fairly generic need. So every blood type is always appreciated all the time.
And we talk about people going and volunteering. You have disaster college courses, as you call them. Can you go through what's coming up and how people can get involved in that way?
Well, what we're doing starting September 7th is having an opportunity for volunteers that would like to learn more about the Red Cross and to take the training necessary to deploy to go to a disaster like this or to work one of those here at home. They can take a set of 3 classes. The first one is called an overview class, Disaster Services Overview. It's an introduction to what we do, and it also teaches them about mass care. And mass care in the Red Cross is where we provide bulk distribution of goods and services, where we provide food to folks, and those are the volunteers that you'll most often see out in the field. And then there's a class the following evening on the 8th that's about shelter operations. So how would you set up a shelter? How do you work with the shelter? And how do you become better prepared to meet the needs of clients, not just their physical needs, but also their emotional needs in a shelter. And then finally on the 10th, on Saturday the 10th, we're going to have an opportunity to teach folks how to become client caseworkers. And those are the people that actually deliver financial assistance. Oh, wow. So they learn how to interview clients, they learn about the range of Red Cross services that are available, and how to, through those services, meet the client's needs for food, for clothes. And locally, if we're here, we would be having those same volunteers at a fire, help them with their sheltering needs in the short term, and then provide referrals for longer-term assistance going forward.
I was going to say, we in this business tend to go to a lot of the same events that you go to,
right.
And we do see them out at pretty much every fire, every man-made or natural disaster that happens. The Red Cross is there providing help, and it's so great to learn of the different ways that we can be helpful as you're helpful, helping you help others. And it's just it's a great information. Ken Robinson, we really appreciate you being here. Again, we will put that link up. You said redcrossblood.org.
That's right.
And we'll link that up on our page, northwestohio.com. Thank you so much again.